YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Warhammer 2. And hey, when I start off this video tonight, I wanted to say thanks to Kenneth Henshaw, who was another supporter of me on Patreon, so thank you for being a supporter. He says that he's retired because of medical reasons and that he loves watching my videos because it's one of the things that he can do, and that I've helped teach him how to play Total War. I'm sorry you had to learn from me. I wish you could have someone better, but thanks, Kenneth, for supporting the channel. Dude, it's because of awesome viewers like you that I can keep this channel going, so just wanted to say thank you. Especially since you don't have to do that type of thing, you know, and you chose to anyway, so I really do appreciate it. So hopefully this is nice for you. I'll call you out and say thanks here in the video. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this battle, which is gonna be a team battle. This is an all Bretonnia team battle going down here. For this Bretonnian with the blue health bars, looks like we got the Fay Enchantress, some spearmen at arms, and a couple of peasant bows with fire arrows, some battle pilgrims, foot squires, and we do have a couple artillery pieces. The green health bars over here, we got foot squires, peasants. There are some questing knights and grail guardians back here. There are another grail guardian, some knights of the realm, two more knights of the realm, and Alberic de Bordelot. Over here we've got some dark riders with shields hiding in the forest. The Tomb Kings. Let's see who they're led by. Grand Hierophant Khatep on a skeletal steed. He is flanked by two Tomb Princes. There's some skeleton archers, several Ushabti backing up a line of skeleton warriors. And then for the Dark Elves, we've got Malekith on Seraphon here. And then he has his army of Blackheart Corsairs with hand bows. Interesting choice. He's also got a Reaper Bolt Thrower, a Cold One Chariot, and several Dread Spears that are moving forward up front. So, interesting. I mean, the Ushabti definitely give the Tomb Kings a nice edge here, but I mean, this line of Foot Squires is better than most of the infantry they're going to be coming up against, and they have peasants to help meat shield. The bows with fire arrows, I'm trying to think if anything over here has regeneration. I'm not aware of it. There's a Casket of Souls. That thing's going to cause some pretty serious damage if it gets the right units. These cavalry remain hidden on the hill with Alberic. Yeah, I mean, a Grail Guardian and two Grail Guardians and two Knights of the Realm. That's a pretty significant cavalry force, because the Grail Guardians won't die easily unless an opponent has a massive magic attack. Okay, the Foot Squire is now targeted. That is definitely the right target for the Casket. And it looks like the Blessed Field Trebuchet is trying to take down the Tomb Guard with halberds, but it's not landing any hits yet. There, it finally got one. It's not real accurate. When it lands a hit, it should do good damage, but those two Blessed Trebuchets, quite a lot of spend for Bretonnia on what I consider to be fairly ineffective artillery. I guess they're okay if they can get into a blob of armored infantry, but you just see how terribly inaccurate they are, and I mean terribly inaccurate. So yeah, let's see how the fire arrows do. I mean, anything should do decent against skeleton warriors. There's nothing that's particularly weak to fire arrows here, to the unfortunate dismay of the Bretonnians. That is a nasty sandstorm that right in the middle of his line, but I mean, there was no blobbing, so the damage was pretty bad, but should be manageable. Looks like the Ushabti being targeted now by the fire arrows. And the cavalry of Bretonnia springs its trap, and here comes the Grail Guardians, which will destroy Dark Riders with ease. The chariot there will do almost nothing about this. It does have some nice armor-piercing missile damage, though, so I say it'll do nothing. If it gets enough shots, it could do a little bit of damage. The Grail Guardians have the physical resistance. It needs to be targeting the Knights of the Realm, I guess. These hand bows are moving over. These guys, I mean, they could do some damage, but they don't have armor-piercing missiles either. Let's see the magic that's... Ooh. That bolt. That bolt did a ton of damage, but it did it to the Knights of the Realm when that magic damage would have been better used on the Grail Guardians, who are more vulnerable to the magic damage. So, not a bad spell for Malekith to use in that case, but the wrong target. Looks like the Ushabti trying to get through to the archers here, but they're going to be met by Grail Guardians and Questing Knights, which will tear these Ushabti to shreds in a very short order. The Green Knight over there, who I missed earlier. The Fay Enchantress does have Mist of the Lady, but it won't be in effect unless she is in melee combat. Tomb Kings punch through in melee. Not a huge surprise. And then in melee over here, the Dark Elves not having such good luck at the moment. They got hit by some Grail Guardians who are now running away from Malekith. That's probably understandable. They probably want to build up the numbers to take that fight. Yeah, he's going to take that charge with the Knights of the Realm, which is a better idea because they've got a bonus versus large. Or, yeah, they have a bonus versus large. It's better than nothing. So the Shabti got destroyed, but the main line of Tomb Kings is going to push through here. And skeleton archers are being dealt with to some degree by the peasant bows, but oof, that Casket of Souls is getting some damage done. He's got 46 kills and he's got a lot of ammo left. Let's see what Alberic is up to with his knights here. That may have been another Doom Bolt that just came down. I think it was... maybe not. His hand bows are going to get hit. Yeah, this Reaper Bolt Thrower and hand bows, these guys are going to be relatively vulnerable now to all this cavalry. So I think that Bretonnia needs to kind of just keep pushing the assault over here. What's this? Couldn't get a hold of him to see what that spell was. So the handbows fallen back. They've actually managed to defeat one Knights of the Realm, and then this Grail Guardian gets caught up with some regrouped cavalry. The Bretonnian player here is in a bit of trouble, though. I mean, the Fay Enchantress and the Green... if the Green Knight can help tank along with these Grail Guardians, if the Fay Enchantress goes ahead and gets into combat over here, she'll start eating away at the hit points of all the units around her. But, I mean, a little bit of a desperate situation for Bretonnia back here. This Casket of Souls continues to cause some pretty significant damage. And here comes Malekith. He wants to get a piece of Alberic. I would have actually, yeah, Malekith decided to stay in the air, and that was probably a wise choice because he had Grail Guardians on both sides of him. He would have gotten pinned on the ground and killed, most likely. Bretonnia's infantry still fighting over here. Those Shabti are going to be pretty tough. So all the missile units still running away from the Bretonnian cavalry, who is catching and killing them. Malekith not exactly taking advantage of the fact that the Bretonnian has to split up, so Alberic is very, very vulnerable right now to Malekith, and Malekith instead chooses to go after the Grail Guardians. Now the Grail Guardians can support. Green Knight is in here tanking an insane amount of damage, and Grand Hierophant Khatep is not going to have a good time going up against the Green Knight. At least one wouldn't imagine. Speaking of the lady, is she still around? Yes, she is. Where's the Fae? Here she is. She's in combat right here. Summoned Shabtis after her, but again, the Mist of the Lady, I believe, should... yeah, it's taking a toll on the units around her because she's in melee. Alberic's going to turn around and get real gutsy here. Alberic has anti-large on that horse? He does. I didn't know that. He has a purpose. But he's still going to get owned by a dragon unless he gets some support pretty quickly. So these Grail Guardians are badly needed. And they're being kept busy with the chariot, which is kind of pointless. And then back here with hand bows, which again is kind of pointless. Alberic could get healed. He's using Rally. The Fae is not close enough to heal him. And here comes the Grail Guardians. Not an anti-large unit, but they do deal magical damage. Are they going to help Alberic get out of there? No, they're just going to charge on as well. They want to get these bows. The Knights of the Realm are turning around, coming back. Alberic again left to fight a dragon, and he doesn't survive it. Khatep's getting shot at here. Green Knight and the Fay Enchantress still very much alive, and that is a problem. Because again, every time that the Fay goes into combat, she's taking more hit points from any units within the radius of that Mist of the Lady. A few foot squires survived, chasing some infantry from the enemy, so this battle's gonna draw out. Skeleton archers have survived the whole battle, and then the Casket's up to 110 kills. Has an XP chevron at this point. Did Alberic... I'm thinking Alberic died. Yeah, I don't think he made it. I don't see him anyway. But some of his cavalry survives him. So Alberic goes down. The Fay Enchantress is going to be... she's going to be a problem. She's not super strong in melee though, and here we've got Khatep, but he's not real strong either, and the Tomb Prince wants to go after the archers instead. So I don't think that Khatep and his Tomb Prince are in a good position back here. Fay is going to use the Awakening of the Wood, or whatever that was, to explode them there. Get through. Malekith's still around. Looks like the Casket of Souls took a charge. The Casket of Souls is not super... I mean, it's not super strong, but it's not super flimsy either. Malekith's still diving. Yeah, if these knights can get up here close to the Enchantress, that's what they're going to want, because that'll hurt Malekith badly. And there's these archers over here who still have some ammo left. Ooh, a Blade Wind. What was that about? Again, the Blade Wind, not really sure what the magic use was there. And then these units over here get left with their back turned. Grail Guardians are going to wreck these spearmen. Malekith wants to come fight that, though. His chariot's used all its ammo. Got 25 kills. Alright, the Fay Enchantress finished them off. So this is going to get into be a pretty close battle in the end. We do have some regrouped Knights of the Realm back here that could potentially get to these hand bows. The Casket is about to be useless and won't really need to be a target. Tomb Prince now in hidden. Look at this, Khatep is just jinking and dodging and trying to stay alive. Probably the same thing with the Tomb Prince. Malekith is really the big threat here. The Tomb Prince gets caught. Malekith's magic used in an odd spot here. Would have been better to use against the Grail Guardians. So several times Malekith's had the opportunity to use some magic on the Grail Guardians and hasn't done so successfully. Fay Enchantress could get killed really quick here. So, but Malekith is taking damage just by being in melee with her. Not tons, but every little bit could count in a battle this close. Deshaf's incantation there, or Nehru's incantation. Ooh, that's going to make Malekith really strong. So the Fay Enchantress is going to die here at the hands of Malekith. So both Bretonnian lords down. Only the Green Knight left to save Bretonnia against the forces of evil. I don't think Malekith is going to fare all that well against a Green Knight with this type of health, though. The Green Knight has armor. Has he always had armor piercing? I don't know if he always had that armor piercing. But Malekith's not. He doesn't want this fight. And here comes some Grail Guardians as well. They've got physical resistance. Malekith doesn't have magical attack. Well, I mean, not melee attacks aren't magical. He has magic. So yeah, Malekith wants to flee, and I can understand why, but here comes the flame arrows too, looking to finish him off. And then these regrouped, or the Grail Guardians over here, I don't know about regrouped, but they're chasing these hand bows. I didn't know they could fire behind them while they're running. That's kind of cool. Yes, it does. So there goes the hand bows. Malekith can't get back in the air. And Bretonnia is going to clutch out a victory here with the Green Knight, the savior of Bretonnia. So for the lady. That was a sweet battle, actually. I mean, there were some mistakes made by all players, but hey, I thought that was fun. That was a pretty epic fight. That was pretty cool. So thanks to Mori, Beowulf, Tamir, Borgia, however you say it. But good fight, guys. I enjoyed that one. Woof, man, yeah, I take my words back there. That's 229 kills with these field trebuchet, and got a chevron on one, so shows what happens when you listen to me. These Grail Guardians, obviously very clutch units for Mori. And for Beowulf, not as many kills on his army, but he did a ton of work with the Green Knight, the Enchantress, and some of these Guardians. So I think in the end that was a pretty nice performance one way or the other, because he wore down the Tomb King player slowly over time. Let's take a look at these. Malekith, not a ton of kills. 120 kills on one of the Black Art Corsairs. Let's check out Tamir here. Yeah, I mean, these Ushabti got some kills on those Bretonnians, and then the Casket of Souls did very well also. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you all back soon.